Okay. All right, well, hi, everybody. I'm Aslan Noakes, and I'm a registered nurse from the little logging town of Philomath, Oregon. Town of 4,000. It's huge, I know. I've been with the Pampered Chef for 2 years now, and I'm one of those people that absolutely love to host but wanted nothing to do with the business itself. I fell in love with the products more and more with each show I'd host. I would often find myself taking over the shows. I was doting on one product or another that I just couldn't imagine life without. Anyone have those hosts that are like selling stuff for you? Recruit them. So my consultant thought it was really silly that I wasn't just earning the money that night by signing up and calling it my grand opening. But I thanked her and insisted I already had a job I love because I'm a nurse. You know, I love doing what I do. That was, at least, until I also fell in love with doing medical and public health work in Haiti and needed to find a way to pay for my obsession with traveling and working there. I asked my consultant if I could join just to pay for a trip to Haiti and then quit and could we still be friends? Could I just try this out? Of course she beamed. People join for all kinds of reasons. What could I possibly stand to lose? I mean, I love the products anyways, and I could keep them if I decided to walk away. So, my first show was the middle of November 2011. I thought conservatively it would take me about 6 months or so to pay off an almost $1,500 trip to Haiti, including airfare, lodging, transportation, and translators. I was absolutely blown away when I was able to earn enough for that trip by the end of December, only 6 weeks after my very first show. Pretty exciting. So I really had no idea that you could make good money doing Pampered Chef. So I didn't quit. You're probably wondering how I was able to jumpstart my business with such awesome sales. Well, first off, I knew I needed to get some bookings, so I grabbed my calendar, chose my next available dates for the next month, and I was still working full-time as a nurse at the time, and I had limited time to schedule, so I knew how important it was to book in close, so I used those little arrow Post-it notes, like this. And I saw some in our little bag that Meryl has them now that say Pampered Chef on them, these little arrows here. They're super helpful. So fill up your calendar with the little dates that you have available. And I started calling family and friends who knew about and some who even shared my passion for Haiti. I offered my closest available dates first, and before I knew it, I had an absolutely full show schedule. Let me let you in on a little bit of a secret here. Don't be afraid to share what you're passionate about. Share what your why is. Share what your goals are. When your hosts are as enthusiastic as you are about what your goals are, your attendance at your parties is going to go up, and so are your sales. So, let's take a moment when you get home, reevaluate what you're working towards. It really helps me to have a visual reminder at my office, so I see it every time I sit down to make my calls. So, if you're faced with an empty calendar right now, don't let it stop you from achieving everything you know you're capable of. Choose your first available dates, pick up the phone, and commit to your business and your goals. I'm so thankful for the trips I've been able to make to Haiti since the January 2010 earthquake. On one trip in particular, I was traveling alone, checking on some water filters a team I had traveled with a few months prior had distributed. These water filters remove cholera, other bacteria, and parasites. Good stuff, right? The last thing I expected while doing some simple follow-up on these filters was to be asked by one of the Haitian doctors in the rural clinic where I was staying to help him with an ultrasound on a laboring mother of twins who wasn't progressing. Next thing you know, we were setting up for an emergency C-section with no anesthesiologist, just an IV sedative. Don't worry, there was something there. Neither baby came out breathing and had to be resuscitated with a bulb syringe. That was all I had because we had lost power. No big deal. I wasn't sure if the mom was even going to make it out after all the blood she lost, but praise God, she pulled through. The babies are beautiful. They weighed 4.5 pounds each. And the mother, Sheila, who I consider like my sister now, even named the twins after me. I'm like, they have a weird name. So the little girl is Aslan, and the boy is Asman. I mean, she could have named him Joe or something, but... Okay, I'll show you a picture. So they're my god babies. This is me holding them when they were very first born. You guys see that? Can you zoom in on that? And they are 2.5 now already. Absolutely beautiful. I go back and visit them often. Can you imagine if I hadn't been able to make that trip to Haiti? So after returning home on cloud 9 from loving on those beautiful babies, I became pregnant. I must have drank the water. At least I didn't get cholera. I had a very difficult pregnancy with a myriad of complications, including a virus that was potentially harmful to my son, and then postpartum hemorrhaging requiring emergency surgery and a blood transfusion. It nearly took my life. Dream pregnancy, right? Needless to say, we had a lot of medical expenses that year and ended up paying about $15,000 out of pocket, even with really good insurance. I was so thankful to have my 2 to 3 shows a month with the Pampered Chef to help with those expenses. But you know what really meant the most to me? Was the never-ending love and support from my team. Gosh dang, Tammy. So when I didn't sell anything for 2 months, losing all the career sales I worked really hard for, I didn't get phone calls from my recruiter asking if I'd at least try a catalog show. She called to ask to see how I was doing. She called to see if my feet were up. She said she's praying for me and asked if I needed anything. I felt really loved. My Pampered Chef team has become a second family to me, and I don't know what I'd do without them. Thanks to my team's encouragement, I brushed off that rough year, and just 4 months after losing all my career sales, I promoted to director. Which was something I never really saw in my future because I was going to quit after I paid for that trip to Haiti. So, anyways, I was able to pay for now 2 trips to Haiti. I've been able to cut back to my part-time job, or to working part-time as a nurse, so I can stay home with my son, who's 18 months old now. And I just earned my very first vacation thanks to Pampered Chef, who's going to San Diego. I now realize the sky is the limit when you put your goals in front of you and share your dreams with your guests. I tell everyone at my parties what Pampered Chef has done for me. What if my consultant never asked me to join, just because I was a nurse and already had a job that I loved? Guys, here's the thing. If you're truly passionate about your goals, your why, you can do this. We can all stand up here on the stage and share our successes. So don't hold back from offering the opportunity to absolutely everyone. Nikita Guth, I am so glad you asked.